T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
He called for the unity and the redemption of the African world.
Salute them honorable Marcus
We were not ready to listen then.
They might not have been ready then.
And wonder whether we are ready
Ain't no doubt about it.
to listen
You ready, baby?
now.
Let's go. Yeah.
Flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fist in the sky, waving side to side. It's the
Flag fly high,
come on.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RBG's on the rise, all eyes are recognize.
Flag fly high,
Hold it high, let it fly. Reference colors forever, Bobby would never die. On the night in the throne, ready, let's take a ride. That's what fits me, don't choose a side. This is the path for the warriors. Selling travel, yet still bad glory. Just Black power represents us. You either rolling with Africa or against us.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky, waving side to side. It's the
Flag fly high,
come on.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RBG's on the rise, all eyes will recognize.
Flag fly high,
The red is for the blood. I got the best stock, the rest got stood. The black is for the gods, validating the elevated, holding the main charge. The green is for the cradle. Africa, everything first, the earth's navel. His Excellency put it together as a symbol of liberation. That's how we get the letters RBG.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky, waving side to side. It's the
Flag fly high,
come on.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RBG's on the rise, all eyes will recognize.
Flag fly high,
The blind minds is 99. People army them know the time. How's the draft on my design? We roll ready. Hard line, ain't no game for that red flame. Triple stage of that black bang. Revolution in my veins. Till we free, I won't change. And you can count on that like an advocate. Celebrate the victories and the challenges. It's deeper than social media statuses. This lifestyle, flourishing, build the practices. Yeah.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky, waving side to side. It's the
Flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RBG's on the rise, all eyes will recognize.
Flag fly high,
That red, black, green. RBG, I'm about that red, black, green. That RBG, I'm about that red, that black, that green. RBG, I'm about that red, black, green. That RBG, baby. RBG, baby.
fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Shout out to all my RBGs worldwide. Doing this thing garbage style. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Flag fly high, flag fly.
Come on.
What's up, family? This is your RBG brother, God Nollywood Jr., coming to you with another exclusive program. And as you can see, today's topic is Will Smith physically assaults Chris Rock during the Oscars. And I just wanted to give my take on it. And first, I want to play the video, and then I'm not going to get right into it and give my thoughts on the situation. And here we go. And I just want y'all to pay close attention of what's going on. I want to say, Hotep, Keith Winston, I'm glad you came through. My brother CJ. Yeah, let me see what Keith Winston says. Said, peace, God Nollywood Jr. Peace, God Nollywood Jr. Salute. This situation could have been handled a lot better. Too many good brothers and sisters are getting caught up in the toxic people with toxic people. That matters. The heart is difficult. That's true. I feel bad for Will Smith. When you look at it, there has been a pattern going on with our brothers dealing with toxic females who deprive them of their masculinity. True. I agree. Toxic masculinity, toxic femininity is what's not only dividing people, but destroying our communities. That's true. We have to do better for our children. I agree. Speaking truth, Keith, I'm all for protecting our loved ones. Protect our loved ones, but to do it at a comedy event that was paid for, knowing these how comedians are. Yep, comedians are. I'm sorry. We are in trouble if we can't tell a joke anymore. Yeah, you're right. I agree. Too many people believe that black women ain't being protected, which isn't true. A lot of people are paying too much attention to the mainstream media and TV shows. Yeah, facts. Keith Whiffen, you've been speaking truth, boy. I tell you, man, you on point. The mainstream will never display us in our loving form. It's always about drama and battles which manipulates people's way of thinking about ourselves. I agree. Hey, salute, Rashid. How you doing, brother? Salute. Um, I agree, and this is the whole purpose of my mainstream. When I do my program, I want to uh, give our people the medicine that they deserve and the pride they deserve, so they can have a place so they can feel proud about themselves. I always wanted to give my people pride, but of course you got those that try to destroy what I'm trying to do and try to make it seem what I'm trying to do is not good enough. You know, oh, you're just nothing but a slave. No, I don't think I'm a slave. Maybe you think you're a slave because you was born in the United States. Being born in the United States doesn't make you a slave. But if you follow this slave culture, if you follow this this I ain't shit mentality, yeah, you always gonna think that. You're always gonna think that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and one thing I can say about my Tupac Shakur, rest in peace to that warrior. He said, "Play the game, but never let the game play you." And a lot of these black folks, they allow the game to play them, and that's the problem. That's the problem. I'm gonna play this video because this was crazy. All right, let's go in.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family.
No, not at all, man. Not at all, Keith. You said a lot of great points, which I'm definitely going to follow up on that. I've been following this story, digging it into the small details that nobody is paying attention to. Facts. Yeah, that's what I said. But this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to say about it. First of all, if you notice, Will Smith, and when he said the joke, when Chris Rock said the joke, you notice Will Smith was laughing. Did anybody notice that? You know he was laughing at the joke. It was a funny joke. It was funny. Everybody else laughed. It was a joke. Now, my whole thing is this. Everybody know how Chris Rock is. He's a comedian. If you didn't like it, why? If you look, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, they knew how Chris Rock get down. My question is, why did they show up? Why are you there? You don't have to be there to win an Oscar, you know. You don't have to be present to win an Oscar. Why are you there? So they knew how Chris Rock is, but they decided to show up. It's just like, this reminds me when you try to have fun, you have a good time at a party or at a club, and it's always these guys, these street dudes that wants to just go into the club and grill at the dude. They want to stand on the sidelines and they go because they just purposely go to these fun places to start fights. And while the brother, he's having a good time, he's dancing with the ladies, he's getting it, and then you got these guys, they coming around and they're hating, they just hating, they mad. That's how I took it. It's just like this dude was faking, and I mean that's how I looked at Will Smith. You came there because you had a motive. Salute, brother Forecast. I'm gonna open up the lines after I do my presentation. Anybody want to join in and weigh on it, you can. I'm definitely going to open up the lines. Forecast, if you want to rock, let me know. Tanzan, what's good, my sister? What's good? What's up? Okay, everybody's in the building. Everybody's in the building. Hotel to everybody in the building. So You notice he started laughing. He thought it was funny. So he laughed at his wife, right? Now, Jada Pinkett, she didn't like the joke. You could tell the expression on her face. Okay. But my whole thing is this. So what if you're losing your hair? So fucking what if you're losing your hair? And it was a GI. He said, "Oh, a GI Jane Part 2. You know, I can't wait." And it was a harmless joke. It was a harmless joke. So what? So what? She got alopecia or whatever. That's something that women lose their hair. So what? Men lose their hair all the time. We go bald all the time, and we just run with it. We run with it. So Will Smith. Let me get on Will Smith for a second. So Will Smith, he started laughing, and I guess because he saw Jada Pinkett upset, he decides to get up and smacks, and I won't even use the word smack. I want to say physically assaulted Chris Rock in front of millions of people, in front of white people, especially white people. Now, my whole thing is this. Black people been crying and whining about how they not accepted in the Oscars and how they won't, and it's all about white people or whatever, this and that. And this is the shit that he do. This is what he do. Now, remind you, Will Smith is not built like that. He's no Ice-T. He's no DMX. He's no Doug. He's from North Philly, and he's one of those playboy. I wouldn't say play. He's one of those comedian rappers, right? Basically he's a comedian too in a way. He's a comedian rapper. Anybody know Will Smith when he did Summertime, which is still hot to this day? Our parents don't understand. He did the Elm Street joint with Freddy when Freddy Krueger movies was out. He did a joint by that. So he made a couple. I mean, he did the whack ass song "Jigga with It." Shit was stupid. I mean, he made some good. He made some good movies like he was in Independence Day or whatever. So I just thought that was weird that this man was for him to do that, knowing that he's not from that. You never heard Will selling drugs in the street or him banging on anybody. So that was out of the clear blue. He's not even built like that. And to me, people say it was staged or whatever. Look, rather if it was staged or not, you still don't do that. You still don't embarrass not only yourself, but the other party. You don't do stuff like that. And then these are things that Black people that fought for or complain about so bad. And then when Black people are now being accepted in the Oscars, this is what he do. Rather if he was paid to do that, or rather he intentionally do that, you just don't fall into their trap like that. And that was some, and this is the reason why I can agree with Chris Rock when he said he loved Black people and he hate niggas. That was some nigga shit. I can see why he says that now. Now I see why Chris Rock said, well, I love Black people, but I hate niggas. I understand that now. I get it, because with Will Smith, that was some nigga shit that he did. Now, my question I wanted to ask Will Smith is, now I've heard many stories. I've heard these stories that Will and Jada have this open relationship. I've heard stories where they would go to swing clubs or swing parties. I've heard stories like that. Not too long ago, let me screen share this real quick. not too long ago. Didn't Jada admit it of having an affair? Didn't Jada admit it having an affair, that she had sex with this rapper? And she admitted to Will Smith this entanglement relationship. Okay? Didn't she admit it? That she was messing with this guy right here? That she had sex? So Will Smith, you knew a guy, a younger guy than you, that was banging your wife. Where was that heat? Where was that heat? Where was that? Yo, if I see this dude, I'm going to do something to him. What's worse? Somebody calling your wife G.I. Jane, or somebody banging your wife? And you was cool with it. You wasn't even, Will Smith wasn't even upset about it. He accepted it. He accepted it. He accepted it. But where was the smoke? Where was the smoke? So you gonna smack a guy because he said a funny joke that even he laughed. And I just thought that it was very, I lost a lot of respect for Will when he did that. Like I said, rather if it was staged or not. Rather if it was staged or not, you fell right into that trap. See, the thing is that they was hoping, and I don't know, like I said, it could have been staged, I don't know, because no one really watched the Oscars. Let's be realistic. The Oscars is nothing but a fashion show. No one really watched the Oscars. The Oscars ratings is always low, but this is the first time in history that the Oscars, because of this situation, the Oscars is getting this big ratings now. Because this is the big talk. Now, the funny thing about it is, after he did this, where was how come they didn't escort him and Jada out the building? Why would they allow Will to sit back in his seat and say those things? He should have him and Jada should have got escorted out the building. Now, if that was me, I wouldn't have, I would have took that. If Will slapped me, I said, okay, I would have still did what I did. But after the after party, when the cameras are off, oh yeah, we fighting. I'm gonna punch him and his bitch. That's how I'm gonna get down. Because I'm just saying, if I was Chris Rock, that's what I would do. That's just me. I wouldn't have done nothing on stage like that. I'd have been, okay, you got that. I let you have that. But I'm gonna get you after the after part. And I'm gonna take that trophy, I'm gonna stick it up your ass. Because you're not going to, or is either that or press charges on them and get that bag. So go to civil court, get that bag. But I'm not gonna, and because he got, and then the funny thing, he got his award, and all of a sudden, oh, I'm protecting my. What you mean protecting your wife? Because my whole thing is this: if Jada was so ashamed about her losing her hair or going bald, and again, men, we go bald all the time. We lose our hair all the time, and we roll with it. We don't like it, but we roll with it. We say, okay, we losing our hair. Okay, we just gotta, we gotta roll with it. We gotta roll with it. But if Jada was so ashamed of her being of her bald ass head, then she got money. She got money. Like I said, we saw Jada. We know Jada since from Jason Lyrics, Set It Off, Menace to Society. Hell, we even saw her in the damn Matrix. So she got money. My whole thing is this: if she's so ashamed, she could have just went to a professional hairstylist, and they would have gave her a wig or whatever that it would look like it was her real hair. And Chris Rock probably wouldn't even made a joke. He probably had to say something else. Chris Rock probably even had to say the joke. He probably had to say another joke. But she can't, but that was her choice. That was her choice. And why? I don't understand. Why are you ashamed? Why are you embarrassed? You cut your hair. Why are you embarrassed, Jada? That doesn't make any sense. You should be proud of you rocking your bald head. And now you feeling bad. He didn't. It's not like Chris Rock said something about her having alopecia, and he cracked jokes about her having that. He just said, "Hey, I can't wait to see G.I. Jane Part 2." I mean, goddamn, people act so sensitive. All of a sudden, just like the whole Dave Chappelle, when he talked about the LGBT, and you had these silly people. Oh my God, he said something so offensive. I mean, shut the hell up. I mean, get over it. Get over it. You know what's so funny? How people always say get over slavery. They tell us to get over slavery. Oh, you people are so always acting like you oppressed all the time. You need to get over slavery. It's been too long. Okay, I can say that. Get over 9/11. Get over the Jewish Holocaust. Get over the Japanese how they treated Japanese in the concentration in World War II. Get over that. What? Get over. So what if somebody said the joke about the LGBT? Who gives a goddamn? Who cares? And yes, what he did to that man was messed up. And like I said, I don't care if it was staged or not. I think it was real because I heard it. I mean, I definitely heard the smack. So it was, to me, it was real. And it's dangerous. It's the Oscars become it became more dangerous now when anybody could walk up stage and put their hand on you. It becomes a dangerous atmosphere now. Will Smith became a goddamn thug overnight with all his success. All his success, he became a thug. I have no respect for him no more. And like I said, these are the things that black people fought for and complained about. Oh, well, white people, and now I see why white people say, hey, I won't be surprised. Look, I won't even be surprised when white people say, hey, you know what? This is one of the reasons why we didn't want to allow black people to be a part of our shit, which is the Oscars, because they would do nigga shit like this. I won't be surprised they saying it right now. It's not safe. It's not safe. Smack this guy. Will Smith embarrassed this dude on stage. You embarrassed that man. I give it to Chris Rock. He did took the high road. A lot of people wouldn't be like Chris Rock. They would have fought right there on stage. They would have fought. It would have been a clean fight. The Oscars became a dangerous place now, where you got to watch what you say, because somebody gonna get offended, walk up stage, and throw and put their hands on you because you said something that they didn't like. But see, Will Smith is a phony dude because he sat there and he laughed. He thought it was funny. But because he saw Jada wasn't happy, he decided he wants to do something. There's many ways you could have handled that, sir. You could have just wait after you got your reward. You could have just say, "Hey, Chris, to be honest with you, I didn't have a problem with the joke, but my wife wasn't too, Jada wasn't too happy with it. Her condition, blah blah blah, or whatever." Chris Rock would have came over there. He would apologize. That would have been it. That would have been it. Everybody's happy. And I blame the Oscars too, because the Oscars allowed that man to sit back in his chair like that. So security should have came over there and they should have escorted that bastard and his bald-headed bitch out the building. Jada Pinkett is a whore. She's a hoe. But Will Smith is not mad at that. He didn't smack this rapper. He didn't smack the rapper. He didn't smack this guy. You don't smack him when he banged your wife, Jada. When he banged your wife, Smith, Will. He banged your wife. This guy right here banged your wife. Where was that smoke? Let me read some of these comments here. Hold on. Let me put the link in if anybody want to join. Virtual Drip, what's going on, brother? Yeah, harsh words. You're right. Harsh words. I don't hold my tongue for nothing. I I tell people I don't hold my tongue for nothing. Hold on, let me my brother Keith Winston is going in. Let me see. Okay, Keith Winston. I've been following. Okay, let me see. He said, yes, Will Smith laughed, but Jada being toxic and dominant one in the relationship gave Will the command to attack. Yeah. Yeah, she's part of it. Yeah, I agree. Remember, she could get to sleep around. Remember, she the one who's like, I had an affair with another man, and he said that he took it. Like how you can handle that? Like, oh yeah, I was in a entanglement relationship, and you sit there and you cool with that? What was the smoke? What was the heat? My good brother, guys, there is a crazy pattern going on. Look at Will Smith and Kanye West. White supremacy is using us to destroy us, and it's being done in plain sight. Yes. And see, all this is a distraction too, and they're gonna keep playing this over and over again while Joe Biden, okay, is being sneaky. While Joe Biden is going out being sneaky, and Joe Biden's ratings is low now. It's even lower. Like he's below 40% right now. His approval is low. I hope Joe Biden, Joe Biden becomes a one-term president. And this, I don't know if this was planned, but all this is done because Joe Biden is really trying to help the Ukrainians which it might cause a bigger issue. You know, is all this is really a distraction. Because that situation was petty. That was petty. And like I said, you gotta look. Like I said, no one watched the Oscars with especially with YouTube and all this social media and stuff. Who's watching the Oscars? The Oscars nothing but a fashion show, and it's boring. So what do you do? What do you do? That's why they allow this. The Oscars is in on it too. Don't be fooled about the Oscars. They was in on this. They was in on this. Nothing much, nothing much, brother. Just saying, out of the way, you definitely. Yeah, I meant autocorrect changed it to guys. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to. Okay. Okay. Will Smith never was a tough guy. Don't let that he's from Philly fool you. Yeah, he said. Yeah, he say they say he's from North Philly. But yeah, that Philly crap. I never. Yeah, that because somebody say they're from Philly, that don't mean anything. I agree. Jada it's taking advantage of him because he wants to be accepted and loved. Look into his childhood stories. Wow. That wasn't staged. Jada took away his moment by creating a scene and causing him to react. Yeah, wow. Jada is toxic and Will is a gullible robot. Wow, wow. I didn't think about that, but now that I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah. She wears the pants. I mean, yeah, she wears the pants in a relationship. I believe it. I believe it. And that's why you know that she hasn't really been in any more movies except The Matrix. The last Matrix, not the last one that just came out, which it was garbage, but the last two Matrix that she was in, I believe, which was really good, by the way. And I ain't gonna front, she looked really, really beautiful in that. I ain't gonna front, but she hasn't really been in any movies after that. And then on top of that, she's losing her hair, so she's pretty much washed up. And but this might cause, I don't know, because things like this might cause his career to go left. Because people right now, most people was disgusted of what he did. And you know, it's the sad part about it. He wins the Oscar, but people's not going to talk about him winning the Oscar. They're going to be talking about that slap that he did on Chris Rock. That's his highlight, not his Oscar winning. You know, he didn't think about that. He didn't think when it comes down to us, they will glorify your wrongs than your rights. He didn't think about that. That it didn't dawn on him. I'm not thinking about him winning an Oscar. I'm thinking about what he did to Chris Rock. Damn that he won an Oscar. I don't even be honest. I don't even know what he won the Oscar for. I don't even know what he won an Oscar for, to be honest with you. On my way to work, but I definitely be listening to this session, my brother. Guy. Oh, definitely. Okay, King. Yeah, definitely hit that like button. Subscribe. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, bro. This is definitely Black Independent Media. Definitely. That's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to be better than the Sonettas and the Young Fellows and all that. I'm trying to put in this work. Jada's a beautiful woman, but it's her toxic energy and attitude that makes her look bad. Yeah, no, she's attractive. Just that she's miserable, man. That's a miserable woman. I mean, you're in the Oscars you're with your husband in the Oscars and you're angry. Like, what are you angry for? Because what? Because you losing your goddamn hair? Bitch, you could have just wore a damn wig and call it a day. If you feel that insecure about yourself, like, what's wrong with you? Yo, she a silly chick. It's not our fault that you washed up and nobody's not going to hire you for a gig. You know, these people need to grow up. And she's sitting there with a like, oh, I can't believe you said that joke. I mean, shut up. Yo, get over it. You shouldn't even been there. Hey, Tanzan, how you doing, sister?
Oh, I'm well. Oh no, I'm good. If you had asked me if I was what's up, I would have said I'm chilling, but I'm good.
Now you can say that too. It's all good.
Yes.
So tell me your thoughts.
Well, I haven't really been listening to all this. I'm not really into pop culture or news or anything like that. So this is I've seen, the headlines, but I really didn't get the details. But for me, well, the first thing was, he is a good guy who is protecting his wife. So, I left it at that. It's just, this whole idea of there's many things to protect in this instance. The first thing, yes, there's a woman's honor. The second thing is the black men's image, and the third thing is black people as a group. And after everything, it doesn't really look good either way. The first thing that I thought was, yes, it's a man's job to protect his wife, his women, children, and so on, but protect them from what? For his wife, he's supposed to be protecting her from other men, from the advances of other men. And it's obvious he was not able to do that if another man was able to sneak into his house and take advantage of his wife. So, if it's about protection, he should have been protecting her from that, not from another man's jokes,
Thank you.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You nailed it, sister. That's exactly my point. Yeah, that's exactly my point. Let me say this real quick, and I'm gonna let you continue. Give me one second.
No, I was done.
Yeah. No, let me, I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna let you, because I know you probably got more stuff to say, but I want to get your opinion on a couple of things. KW Dawn 7, shout out to you, Hotel. He said Will Smith wouldn't have had smoke for the white comedian. That's true. If that was a white comedian, would he have got up there and smacked them like that? Nope. You saw how he gave all this praise to this white director and all that other stuff, and he apologized all the white folks, but he didn't have no apology for Chris Rock. That's crazy, yo. And this is what we do to our people. This is what we do to our people. We embarrass our people. We shame our people. And, that looks really bad. Like I said, rather if it was real, people sometimes say it was staged. It doesn't matter how you look at it. It still made black people look stupid as a whole, because that's how they're going to look at us. KW Dawn said it has been rumored that they are in a open. Yeah, they said they have an open marriage. Tanzan, they have an open marriage. Actually, I showed an article where she had an affair with a rapper, who was young, by the way. And she brought it to Will Smith's attention. She said, yeah, me and this guy, we had an entanglement relationship, or whatever the case is. I've heard that they go to swing parties or whatever. So they have this freaky marriages. And then you look at his kids, one of his sons looked like a girl. And I think he's kissing. Matter of fact, let me play this video when Will Smith had some white guy kiss Will Smith on the mouth, like a sneak kiss, and he didn't hit the dude like he hit Chris Rock. Who remember that? Who remember that when Will Smith got some white man just sneak kissed him in the mouth, and he didn't speak, huh?
I remember that one. But
You remember that, right?
Yeah, what was even worse, and this is why I just stopped, for people should just keep things private, with the things that they do be in their marriage. If that's what they choose to do, it should just be between them, and they should not, let it out there for people. That's what I think. And then the what was worse for me was when he publicly, do you remember when he kissed his son on the lips on television?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah. So,
See?
and just, sick things need to be kept away. We don't need to see stuff like that. Sorry. Yeah.
No. I'm looking for that he got kissed. Will Smith got kissed in the mouth. I'm gonna look for that. Let me just give me 1 second. See if that comes up. Yeah, here we go. He was a reporter. This dude was a reporter. Let me play that shit. Well, let me read this comments. But yeah, KW Don 7, you absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Keith Winston said the Oscars have become a dangerous place, but the people who are operating the Oscars are loving this. Now they are getting the attention and ratings that's been missing. Yes, facts. Jamila, oh my girl, Jamila in the house. How you doing? How you doing, sister?
I'm good. I don't know why you all give me the biggest shout out.
Jamila, you met Tanzan?
No, I don't think we've made acquaintance. Please, sister.
How you doing, sis? I like your accent.
Oh, thank you. I like yours too.
Where are you from?
Kenya.
Oh, okay. Habari yako?
Mzuri sana. Unajua Kiswahili?
Jambo.
Mzuri. Na wewe?
I don't know anything else. That's all I know.
Hey, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah, and that's more than most. So
yeah. Awesome. I'm just trying to be a Pan-Africanist. So I gotta say the greeting in different cultures, different languages, connect with my people.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Asante sana. You know that one, right?
No, I never heard of it.
Oh, asante is saying thank you.
Oh, I'm gonna say it to my students.
Asante yes. Sana. Asante is thank you, and if you want to add emphasis, you add the sana. So asante sana.
Asante sana. Oh, I'm gonna say it to my students. They're gonna look at me like,
I'm gonna use that too. Okay. Learn something every day.
Wow, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Yes, likewise.
Yes, thank you. So go ahead. Yes.
Well, my opinion, listen, it may not be popular.
Oh, sorry.
It's not the same as you all. We have to agree to disagree on this.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, I think you all are focusing on the wrong person. It's not about Will, it's about Chris Rock. He stayed crapping on Black women. His mouth is all the way reckless. He is offensive in general. Will and Chris Rock probably got some beef from way back. People have been playing the clip from 2016 when Chris Rock said what he said publicly about Jada boycotting the Oscars. Every Black person needs to really thank Jada because she was the one that started that campaign, Oscars So White. Talk about boycotting the Oscars and all of that. And the Oscars had to, level up and start giving some type of attention to the talent that's out there of Black people and non-white people in order to really stay afloat because people in general was going to boycott them. So people need to thank her, regardless of how people feel about, their marriage and all of that. It feels good to see a Black man stand up for a Black woman because there has been actually an industry that has been created where black men are making money crapping on black women. They call it the manosphere and all that. They all on YouTube, and it's too much. And then, with the rap music and all of that, we steadily getting called B's and H's and W's and all of that. That stuff gets old. So when you finally see a black man stepping up to defend a black woman, I mean, it warmed my heart.
Can
and when people say when people say he wouldn't have did it to a white comedian, I don't think that's the case. I think he would have. I think if that white comedian is steady talking reckless, he would have. I don't think it's about Chris Rock being black or white or whatever. It's about his mouth being super reckless. And watch his Bigger and Blacker tour when he was filming his special in the United States and in South Africa. He's talking crazy about black women. He does that. Chris Rock steadily trashes black women. Yes.
But didn't he also, okay, I don't know too much about him, but didn't he also make a film about hair or something for black women?
But did you watch the movie though?
No, I just heard he did.
He was crapping on black women then, saying that we the reason why, our community ain't got money because we spending millions on hair and our man got to sit in a beauty salon for hours waiting on us, which don't even make sense. Don't no man sit in no beauty shop for hours. If anything, he'll drop you off and pick you back up. It wasn't as positive as people think it should be. And then he's talking as if everybody's spending thousands of dollars on hair weave. Like, everybody don't do that. Most black women don't do that. And most of us are kitchen beauticians anyway. We do our own hair. Or you can get your homegirl to do your hair. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, everybody is not doing the kind of stuff that he was implying in the movie. And he has celebrities like, I don't know how these girls can afford this and that. Honey, black women are the ones holding up the roof. We the ones putting money on a man's books when he go to jail. So in my opinion, I don't care what a black woman does with her hair, because it's the black women that's, raising these kids on their own. Like, they're the ones holding the roof up. So do what you want with your hair, as far as I'm concerned.
So Jamal, let me ask you a question. Because in the beginning, Will Smith was laughing at the joke. And also too, that's the first, what do you what's your thoughts of that when he laughed at the joke at first? And don't you think that it should have been handled more appropriately? I mean, you mean to tell me he couldn't talk to him after the show and say, hey, my wife didn't really like what you said?
No, because that was a symbol for everybody, the whole world. Like, you talk crazy about a black woman and this is how it's going down. So no, because she got clowned publicly. So dude needed to get checked publicly. There's no need to be super conservative when someone's being all the way reckless. Black people are saying he acted out because we get embarrassed in front of white people. We still feel like we got to tap dance in front of them. They're going to think we idiots and monsters and animals anyway. So let's just be clear. They don't think highly of us no way, and they never will. So what's the point of tap dancing? And that whole situation need to happen because Oscars is boring anyway. That's how you get your ratings up. Chris Rock is gonna come up from this. I was told that his next comedy show is like sold out now because of all of this. People are gonna want to see if he's gonna talk about this on stage.
That's what I read. Yeah.
It's just like when them NBA players get on the court and then they start fighting. So you'll have white people say, "Oh, it's so wrong what they did," but they know they like all that. That's called entertainment. That's what brings the spice and the pizzazz. If anything, half that stuff be staged anyway. But as far as Will laughing, I feel like because of the joke, I feel like he was laughing in general because it's almost like scripted. Like, somebody gets up there, they crack some corny jokes, you laugh. So I don't think he was laughing at that joke because Chris Rock did not start with that joke. You see what I'm saying? He was talking about some other stuff, and he just happened to be like, he. And so I don't think he laughed at that specific joke. He was already laughing.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's an interesting. I hadn't really thought about the perspective, with Chris Rock, and I can't really say, but it seems to me that everybody is winning on this. Like you say, Chris Rock is getting his special. Jada is getting the attention she always likes. And I don't know what Will Smith is getting from it. And the Oscars definitely are getting the attention they sorely needed. And the media, I'm sure they're getting eyes on the pay and all that, and people are getting some entertainment. So it seems everybody is winning from this. I really I don't take sides, but for me, I still think it's. Do you think that the way he reacted was appropriate for that? Because I can understand if somebody says something about your woman and the instinct to defend her, that's definitely a noble thing. It's just to me that what I was saying is it's strange that he would pick this time, to feel offended at a joke when it seems more disrespectful for a man to do that in your house with your woman than for a man to joke. If for me, I would have understood more if Chris Rock had joked maybe about their relationship, or you let somebody do that with your wife and things like that. I think that would be more disrespectful than if somebody made a joke about your wife's dress or attire or whatever. I think.
But that's not what he talked about. He didn't talk about her attire. This woman has a disease. It's called alopecia. So the fact that she has no hair was not a fashion choice. It's because she has an illness, and that's something that I'm sure
no,
she
I'm not saying
struggles
he should have. No, I'm not saying that he should have made any jokes. Nobody should joke about your wife in any manner. I'm not saying that he should. I'm just saying that it's strange that he would take offense at that and not at another man who did worse.
In other words, Jada Pinkett
offense to that too. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Jada Pinkett has.
We ain't seen that, but I think.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Now, I was just gonna say we act off reflex, off of when you said instinct. I think it was just a natural reflex for him. I don't think he thought it out. We can think it out because it's after the fact. We can stop, pause, replay. You see what I'm saying? But he's there in the moment. So I think a lot of people do things in the moment, the heat of the moment. Your body is reacting to your emotions. Your emotion supersedes your rational thinking. You understand? So there was no rationality then, especially when he was in the moment. And so, I can't blame a human for acting human.
Okay. Okay, speaking of rationality then, after he knew of the situation with his wife and the lover, sure, people have, open relationships and things like that. But even as a man, even as a woman, this is not a man-woman thing. Even if you had an open relationship with your man, let's say, and he parades, his things or whatever in front of everybody, you would feel, a natural person would feel even a twinge of jealousy if they felt that way. So for him to sit with his wife and let her speak to the whole world like, oh yes, I was with this young fella right in my husband's house, which he pays for and works hard for. I mean, that to me is far, far more disrespectful than both of them are. I'm not defending Chris Rock here, at any rate, but I'm just saying that for him to put up with the disrespect in his house, that makes him look far worse than, this.
I agree, but from what I understand, they broke up, and so they just didn't legally get divorced. So she was doing him. She was doing her and he was doing him. He was dating other people. And so they ended up getting back together. Yeah. From what I understand. I don't know if she was sleeping with another man in his home.
But either way, I haven't really seen Will Smith be, out there with some floozy saying, oh yes, we have anyway. But all I'm saying is it didn't look good, for him, being all noble about this when he has been, less than that in another instance. But
no, I understand. I wholeheartedly understand what you're saying. The other situation definitely made them look like a punk. But if he was okay with it because they broke up, then it is what it is. I still think he had a little bit of control over that situation. Because when the boy, and I will call him a boy, spoke on it, he was like, I got Will's blessing. I think she only dated someone that Will said she could date, and he knew she wasn't going nowhere. He knew that was just a little boy toy, so who really knows? I don't know the details about that, but I do feel like if I see a black man, protecting a black woman, I'm here for it. Go ahead and slap him in front of anybody. So let everybody go ahead, because that's what comedy does. I don't know if you're familiar with stand-up comedy in America, but I go to a lot of comedy shows and I'm friends with a lot of comedians. And a lot of times that is what the joke is about. Black women, they crap on black women. It's just like if you go to a comedy club and, you know, they say things about Africans, they will. And they'll say something negative, stereotypical, or whatever. And somebody might be like, oh, well, it's just a joke. But it's also abuse. You understand?
Guys?
That's what I want to tell you. I'm gonna ask Tanzan about this question. How do you feel about Michael Blackson, Tanzan?
Oh, I hate that guy.
I don't like him either. He's the worst.
I hate him because he is you know, the Sambo character. He's our African Sambo. Like if they need, yeah, anytime they need, you know, call the African. Oh yeah, he's there. You know, a phone call away, and he's going to be there dancing the whole African jig all the way. That's what I think about him.
Yeah, I don't like him either. He's the worst. And you know, he's another one. You know, he got married to this Asian chick. So he definitely don't like himself. He's the worst. He's the worst. Like he's the worst. Like I don't care. Like you should come on. Okay, I know you're a comedian, but you just fit in all the negative stereotypes. Oh my God, it's like it's sad. It's sad.
And the worst thing is that it makes other comedians lazy. Like, you know, step up your African comedy from the 1970s. You know, it's not the old guy who got off a plane and is looking up tall buildings and being shocked. At least, you know, update your African comedy. People like comedy. Africans like roasting each other all the time. Like, we're not on the level of Black Americans, obviously. But, you know, when two Africans go at each other, it is hilarious. There was this Twitter war between Nigerians and Kenyans. There was a time there was Kenyans in South Africa. So it's been going on forever, but it's all done, you know, in fun. It's not like somebody's going to take offense and all that. So, you know, jokes are jokes. So I understand that some jokes can, you know, cross the line, and some of them are really quite offensive. That's, you know, the Michael Blackson type, but yeah, you know, jokes are jokes. I don't recommend, you know, the personal ones like the one that he did. You know, especially don't make a joke about somebody, about their wife right in front of their faces like that. That was somewhat tactless. So nobody's getting points, I think, in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. So I'm gonna read a couple of things. Keith Winston said, Jada has been demonstrating her dominance over Will Smith for a while. She's definitely been taking advantage of him, and if you look into our local communities, you will see the pattern. He said, KW Dawn 7, Jada is a B-level actress. And Keith said, will you believe Will Smith helped her to get that role in The Matrix? Well, I didn't know that. BS Penn said, everyone is entitled to their freedom of speech, but no one is entitled to invade someone's personal boundaries. I have to agree on that. I mean, yes, we got to be careful what we say. But if I'm speaking about something that's, I feel that might be truthful and that might help people, no one should put their hand on somebody like that. I just feel, my opinion, I think that as far as Black people, I think that could have been handled differently. That's just how I feel. Like, I mean, you talking about two Black men, you know what I'm saying? We gotta stop, you know, showing out for white folks, because you know the majority of people in the Oscar are white. And I'm just tired. That we got to be the joke, and I'm just tired of that. We fall right into their hands, and just for them to say, "Yeah, see, this is the reason why we didn't want a lot of Black people in the Oscars, because see how they act." Because we fall right into that situation. If he wanted to smack Chris Rock, he could have did that. He could have did that after the show. if that's the case, he didn't have to do it there. That's what I took it from. Okay, fine. You upset? Do it after the show. Okay, Jamila, she said Chris Rock always crapping on black women. He deserved to get slapped. Oh man. Okay, CJ said, my brother CJ, Chris Rock is a soft target. If that would have been a big dude like Mike Tyson or something, Will would have thought twice. You think that's true, Jamila?
I don't think that's true. I think he would have, in the heat of the moment, slapped anybody. But once again, would Mike Tyson be up there cracking jokes about a woman with alopecia? You know what I'm saying? It's the character of the person.
I don't think he would do that. No, I don't think he would do that. No.
Right.
Now, I'm talking
I
about
just
Mike
don't think
Tyson,
that.
Tyson.
Right. I understand. It's the intent. It's stuff that they got against each other that goes back. You feel me? It's probably some personal stuff. And he probably was like, next time this dude say something slick, it's on site. You know?
Right.
So I just don't feel, here's how I feel. I honestly feel like if that was an all black environment and there was no cameras and black people heard about what happened, they wouldn't even care. They'd be like, they wild, they crazy. Black people know, honey, barbecue, your drunk uncle talking mess, somebody getting slapped. You know what I mean? Like, why are we pretending like this was so crazy? Like he shot somebody in the head, you know, somebody talk slick and then somebody slapped them. Like that happens in the hood all the time. Like let's stop acting as though this was just so crazy out of control when we know for a fact the only reason why we're so appalled is because it was in front of white people.
I'm taking it like how say I didn't really because I know it's Chris Rock how he is, right? You know, Chris Rock, he's a comedian, and yes, he does say things. So you know, Chris Rock is from the hood. He's from Brooklyn, right? So this is probably that's all he knows is around his people, right? And just like the whole Dave Chappelle thing, how people got sensitive when he talked about the LGBTQ and all that stuff. Like, it was funny to me. I just thought it was funny. People laughed, you know. Jokes is jokes. But yeah, I've heard some comedians, their jokes are just not funny at all. It sound more insulting than anything. There's some things that Chris Rock said I can relate to. You know what I'm saying? There's some things that and that's just not him, but some other comedians I can relate to. Like, yeah, that's true. You know, that happened to me. You know, but I don't know. I mean, yes, maybe could have said something. But I just think that to me, if Jada feel insecure about how she look, she could have just wore a wig. If that's what's it
wasn't about that. It wasn't about that. It's not about her feeling insecure about the way she looked. It's about a man having the gall to talk mess about your woman right in front of you. Like you gonna sit there and laugh it off like a little punk. Will was letting him know this is not how it's going down. Even if Jada would have laughed it off, Chris Rock still deserved to get slapped. You don't need to be making comments about people. You know this woman is suffering from a disease. Even if people don't think it's that big of a deal, you don't know how much she cries at night. You don't know what she's really going through, you know, and it's actually a symptom of something else. It's like an autoimmune disease or whatever. Like, just quit talking crazy. He didn't say something in general. He said something about a particular individual in the audience. He named that person's name and pointed to that person. So he was trying to insult and embarrass that person, and that's not what she was there for. And I don't think it's that big of a deal because, heck, the person that slapped dude was a whole Oscar winner. So these ain't random Negroes who happen to be working backstage at the Oscar. One of them was an Oscar winner. You got it like that. You Will Smith. You know, I don't see anything wrong with it. There needs to be checks and balances. And yes, if somebody talks slick about me, I want someone to check them. And it wasn't about, after the fact. Nah, you check them right then and there. And Chris Rock is a punk. Will Smith knew he wasn't gonna do anything. That's why he turned around and walked off stage. He didn't even look over his shoulder like, oh, is dude gonna jump on me? He knew he wasn't. He knew Chris Rock was a punk. So all this y'all from Brooklyn stuff, whatever, toss that out the window. Chris Rock, the whole punk. But the funny thing about it is, his brother Tony Rock, his comedy is so opposite. He loves black women. He talks about how black women are so dope and we age well and blah blah blah. His comedy is so opposite of his brother's. I think it's crazy.
All right, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna allow this clown. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna allow this clown on it. I'm not gonna say the word clown. I'm gonna allow this guy say it, and he better not say nothing stupid, because I'm going to.
The one who's making comments in the back on the back end.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what he's gonna say.
Don't let him in because he's trying to intimidate you. Don't let him in because you already know he's gonna say something crazy about black women.
Right.
Yeah, if you let him in, I gotta go.
Okay, I'm not gonna do it. So let me.
Because why does he keep saying stuff?
Let me get him out of there. Okay.
He just called you a simp. Look at the first chat. He's gonna say stop simping. Like who is he to call you a simp on your own show? Like, nah, don't let him in.
Yeah, and then he said Tommy Sotomayor is the greatest. Yeah. So just for that, I blocked him out of here. So he I was gonna be nice, but since you're gonna insult me like that, then you out of here. So let me read a couple of more comments and let me hear your thoughts about this. Keith Winston said there's comments about Jada Pinkett that was way worse than what Chris Rock has said that night. Protect our loved ones, but protect our loved ones, but to do it at a comedy event that was paid for, gotta stop being sensitive. He said, if you think what Chris Rock said is so bad now, wait until you see what these other comedians are going to say after this situation happened. That's true. There's going to be a lot of mockery. There's going to be a lot of talking about this. A lot of comedians going to feed off of this, and they will start attacking Jada. You know? Because sometimes people feed off your sensitive. They can be like, oh, you sensitive? Oh, he's crying about that. Oh, I'm going to use that. Okay, BS Penn said Chris Rock's joke wasn't even a big deal. He called her a G.I. Jane. That's a character of a strong woman. That's a compliment. That's true, though. I didn't think about that.
No. I have to disagree here. That's when it's like somebody calls your name and then they lie that, oh, it's a non-innocent compliment. Now I have to. Everybody knew the intention of the joke. A joke is not supposed to lift you up and make you feel good.
But G.I. Jane is supposed to have been a soldier that was trying to compete with men. True, right?
But he was calling her that because of her hair, not because of her strength.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that's true too. Okay, I got my brother Bacario coming on here. I got the guy. I got the guy in the house. What's up, brother Bacari?
What's going on? Normally.
I know you don't like Chris Rock. Go ahead and say it, brother. I know.
Can y'all hear me? I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I didn't know people didn't like him like that.
Brother, okay. Yeah, I have no respect for Chris Rock. I saw people say Will Smith wouldn't have done that to a white man, to a white comedian. Yeah, I ain't never heard Chris Rock shit on no white people either. He done got famous from shitting. There's a difference between a nigga and a black man, nigga and black people. Look, I'm going to tell you something. If this was me, in all honesty, he went there. It's supposed to be a comedy special. You can talk about a man, it's me, but you don't talk about no man, woman, if you don't want to get slapped in the mouth. And Will Smith showed everybody Chris Rock wearing pink panties. That's
what?
That's my thing about it. He showed.
So let me. All right.
Is that a metaphor or is that a thing? Oh, it's a metaphor. Okay. Sorry, I get it. Okay, sorry.
All right. So you know what? What I'm gonna do? Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play this video, and I'm gonna see what you can, because he didn't slap this white guy the way he slapped Chris Rock. So I'm just letting you. I'm just doing a comparison now, because if a man violates you, you just don't pop him. You don't pop him in the mouth and be like, hey, you kiss me on the mouth. No, you punch him in his face. And I was just a reporter. So we're going to play that. Because it seemed like to me there's a big difference how we treat our own people and when we treat white folks. Let's not play these games now.
Okay,
Speaking of which, can you get another face on the
Okay,
screen?
but let me finish.
No. Let me show this video, sir. Because
I ain't finished. But go ahead.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, once you show that, because I can't be on it long. I'm fixing on my truck. Once you show that video of him slapping that white dude, find a video of Chris Rock.
It wasn't a slap, sir.
Okay, now find a video. Okay, good. Now find a video of Chris Rock ever saying anything negative about white people. So we're gonna say it's a difference. It's also a difference in the stand-up comedian. I'm just saying.
Well, he did call white people crackers. Give me one. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Or did he crap on a white man's wife? Did he just, you know what I'm saying, crap on a white man's wife in front of him like that? Like he does crap on black women a lot.
No, watch this. I'm finna show you something. He crapped on Barry White and Gerald Levert when all the fat black singers are dying right in front of their wife and kids. Barry White hadn't been dead 3 months. They had to say something to him like, you gone overboard, dude. That ain't his first time going overboard with black folk. It's not.
All right, so I'm gonna play this real quick. No. Look, look, I'm not taking up for him. I'm just saying that if I'm just more like to do it. It's a way to handle things. You know what I mean? And if you're gonna do that, so I'm a type of person. I'm not going to. If somebody says something offensive about my wife or whatever, I'm a type of person. First of all, I'm not going to be smiling. I'm not going to be joking. I'm not going to be on this. Okay, ha 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 ha. No, I'm going to let you know I don't like the joke, and I'm going to get you after the show. You know what I mean? I'm going to approach you after the show. That is just the way to do things. It's the way to do things now. Because my thing is like black people is feeding into the stereotype. It's a stereotype that white people love to see. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's the stereotype, it's the stigma that white people have on us. And black people and black people just like, yeah, he should did it. Doesn't matter where he's at. Hey, there's some sort of code at least. Where's the damn code? So I'm gonna show you. Let me show this real quick.
Stop worrying about how white people think about you.
No, it's not about white people. No,
I thought it was sexy.
No. It's not about what I think about white people think. I'm talking about we feed into the stereotype. Tupac even said it best. He said, you can play the game, but don't let the game play you. But we that's what we are doing. We're letting the game play us. I'm not saying if he wants to smack Chris Rock for what he said, that's okay. But don't do it when he's on his job. Do it when it's over. That's all I'm saying. If that's what he feel like doing, okay, fine. But do it when the cameras are off. That's what I'm saying. Here we go.
No, I got you. Hey, after you play that, let me speak again because I got to get back under this truck. After you play this video, all right?
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna play it real quick. It's gonna be real quick.
Oh my God!
What the hell was that?
Come on, man. What the hell is your problem, buddy? Go ahead. Hey, sorry. You said kiss me in my mouth. You joking? You lucky I ain't sucker punching. No, sorry. I said that on camera.
Now you see the difference?
Yeah.
Now you see the difference? This man violated
No, he did not. He did not kiss him on the mouth.
Oh my God. He said he tried. Did he say?
Go ahead.
And he slapped him, and he said he should have sucker punched him.
That wasn't no slap. Was it the same slap he did to Chris Rock? Look, my whole thing is this: if a man try to violate me, I'm punch him in his face. That's it.
I got you.
The man violated him,
and I understand that, right? But I think a man. Sometimes, like, I'm gonna give you an example, right? If y'all know basketball, if you remember Antonio Davis played with the he played with the Indiana Pacers. He may have been with the Knicks then later career, but there's a guy in the it was a guy in the stands. I think it happened in New York. I'm not sure he was with the Knicks. There was a guy in the stands just talking shit about him. But him being a man, he said that didn't bother him. But the guy turned around and started arguing with his wife. This man ran out. He was on the court, and he saw this man arguing with his wife while he was on the basketball court. He walked off. He ran off the basketball court into the stands and got in his face and said, "Now you said to me." He said, "I didn't care about him talking about me, but you ain't gonna sit there and you ain't gonna say nothing to or about my wife." Some men, that's just what they do. I understand what you're saying. It might be a little different, but he didn't hit him as hard as he hit Chris Rock, but he did get that dude off him. I think there's a whole lot of black comedians need to get their ass whooped. That's me personally, that black folks need to whoop their ass. That's me personally, a whole lot of them. But I'm just saying, like, men, you say something about a man's wife, I don't care what they've been through, and people can talk about what they've been through, but they still together. So whatever they've been through is their business, right? If he chooses to stay with his woman and she chooses to stay with him, that's one thing. But you don't see it. I didn't even know what the G.I. Jane was because I really don't watch movies like that. I didn't get it, in all honesty. And I didn't know about this because I don't watch no award shows. I heard people talking about it the next day. But you don't take it's hard for a man to let somebody sit and crack on their wife. You can crack on me, but you ain't gonna crack on my wife. That's just my opinion.
Okay. I respect. Like I said, I respect everybody's opinion. Like I said, that's why I just want to get everybody's intake. I mean, we can all agree to disagree, and and still be love. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like there's a way to handle things. You know what I'm saying? Even like I said, was it serious enough where, the question is, was it really serious enough where you have to attack the man in public like that, where you could just spoke to the man and be like, "Hey man, I didn't really appreciate you, saying that to my wife. She was upset about it or whatever." I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just feel like with me, it wasn't, I look, if somebody, like with that situation when Brother Bakari said how the guy was arguing with the basketballs, that's different. That wasn't even no joke. That wasn't even no little light joke. It was just like, hey, if somebody arguing with somebody's wife, yeah, you got to step in. You got to, because now you're dealing with something violent. You know what I mean? But if someone crack a little joke, hey, I mean, that's something that could have been talked out. Be like, hey, man, my wife wasn't really too happy with that, and I don't think it was funny. Chris Rock probably apologized or whatever. It would. I think the situation, more outcome would have been, everybody would have been happy. You know what I mean? I just, it just feel like it's not
That's
safe.
trying to satisfy white folk. Nah,
no, it's
smack
not.
them on sight to let the world know we're not doing that.
No, but it's not. It's just it's not about satisfying white folks. It's not. It's just about how we treat each other. That's all I'm saying. And as we fall right into the stereotypes of that we are violent people, we you know what I'm saying? And that's how the whole world is watching. And no one cares about that. We're not savage people. We're not savage. Well, we can't talk things out and say, hey, I mean, because it wasn't like he threatened his wife or whatever. Now that's something totally different. I'm just looking at this. Fuck white people. I'm not even thinking about them. I'm just talking about how we conduct ourselves as a people. There's certain ways. Look, when something is violent and something is not. Yes, there's certain things. Somebody arguing with your loved one and somebody threatening your loved one. I don't care what race they're. No, you got to step in and handle that. But if it's something like this, I think that's something that could have been, if he felt like he wanted to hit him, he should have did it after the show when the cameras are off. Because it does take away of his winning the Oscar. It does take it away from him because that's all people are going to talk about. because that's what they want. Like you said, everybody wins. White people don't give a damn about him winning an Oscar. They care about him slapping, and now they talking about he's going to be facing some consequences behind that. So did he really win that? You know what I mean? It just I don't know. It just don't make any sense. Let me read something else here. Okay, let me just read some more here. He said if that was, he said if you okay, I read that already. He said, okay, big ass Penn said Chris Rock joke wasn't even a big deal. He called her G.I. Jane. That's a character of a strong woman. That's a compliment, right? That's what he said. And he said facts. He told it. He agreed with the guy. Keith Whitson agreed with him. And B.S. Penn said, I don't care about his feelings. One does not put their hands on someone. That's assault. And Keith said, I'm not a fan of Chris Rock, but she said, I'm not a fan of Chris Rock, but have you heard about what Tommy Sotomayor here on YouTube has been saying about black women? I don't like Tommy Sotomayor at all. He's even worse. If you think Chris Rock is bad, Tommy Sotomayor is worse. And CJ said, I agree with P.S. Penn. He need to file a lawsuit against Will Smith. I'm not a doctor myself, but alopecia is not a big deal. Her life is not a jeopardy. What do you think about Jamila? And Tanzan, what do you think about that?
It doesn't matter whether her life was in jeopardy or not. You got somebody talking slick, trying to be insulting. This woman could be crying every night. You don't know what kind of feeling she got behind this. Don't no woman want her hair falling out. To a dude, it's no big deal. But I'm a woman. Like, you don't want to have to be bald. You know, she ain't bald to look like G.I. Jane. She didn't make a fashion statement. She's bald, not by her choice. And so why even go there? Like, why even make a comment? And I don't think this necessarily makes black people look bad because he was the Oscar winner. Hell, it wouldn't have been no Oscars without them there, no way, as far as I'm concerned. I didn't watch it.
Right. I mean, I don't watch the Oscars. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't. It don't mean nothing to me. Depends. I guess I watch the highlights, but I don't really watch it like that. But I think the reason how I knew about it, I got a text. Somebody sent me. Oh, a friend of mine sent me a text, and I saw the clip, but I was like, where is this at? You know, I didn't know it was the Oscars. And then when I read it was the Oscars, I said, the Oscars? I said, oh my God, like what happened? So
this incident that happened. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just want to know what you think about the B.S. Penn's comment. He said, I'm not a doctor myself, but alopecia is not a big deal. Her life is not in jeopardy.
Well, firstly, he may not be a doctor, but, you know, I don't like when people from other communities come into our spaces and speak about what they don't know. I don't mind a black man speaking, but, you know, some guy from India, he has no business speaking on black matters. That's the first thing. The second one is, I think this whole alopecia, it still goes back to the problem of the issue of hair and women's hair and things like that. It might not be a big deal to men or things like that, but it is a big deal because if men are making jokes about bald women, then, you know, it's obviously some kind of a deal to them as well. So let's not pretend that it's just about hair, because even men, when they go bald, you know, it's usually a very difficult thing to go through. So it's not about life or anything. It is a sensitive matter. So, you know, let's just, you know, agree about that. The other thing is that this and alopecia, that's also, it is a condition and it's natural, but some women also, you know, do things to their hair that brings it about or makes it worse. You know, for some women, they do wear a lot of or put a lot of things in their hair that do that to their hair, and then later on there are some adverse effects. So that's something also that, you know, women can talk about and see how they can better take care of their hair. So it is an important matter. Now, the whole thing about you know, somebody making fun of your woman, for me, I agree that he should not have been doing that at all, and he should have faced the consequences. It's whether it's your hair or your body or how you're dressed. You remember that whole thing in Sopranos when some guy made fun of his wife or called her fat or something like that. Whether it's true or not, whether, you know, oh, that's not the time to explain, oh well, she has a glandular condition, and you know, she has emotional issues which causes her to overeat, blah blah blah. At that point, you know, the reasons for that doesn't matter. It's the fact that somebody is making fun of your woman for something that she's sensitive about, and in that respect, I can see what the nobility of what he did is, defending your woman. And yeah, you know, you could go talk to them later, take them aside, and all that stuff, but instinctively, you know, as a man, I would think, you know, because men do, you know, sort the things out differently from women. You know, a man, men can just start hitting each other for things, and well, women will just talk things out endlessly. So we have different ways of sorting things out. It's just the whole public image is also something to think about. But yeah, Chris Rock, nobody should say that about anybody's woman, especially when they're there, you know, especially calling them out by name and knowing that the husband is there. That's not something that any man, you know, because I'm sure Chris Rock could have done the same thing, or felt like doing the same thing, if somebody had said that to his woman. So that was the first bad thing that he did, you know, bad showing for the community. You know, you can't just call out somebody's name like that. How Will reacted, I still don't know, because while I would go the diplomatic way of, you know, saying this, but I know that even not just your wife, even if somebody says, oh, your mother, this and that, you're not going to talk to them. You're going to want to do something to them right away. So I still don't know about that aspect, but I know that what he did, it wasn't good, and it didn't look good at all. So yeah. But
Yeah,
alopecia is a big deal.
yeah, that's true. I just feel like, to me, somebody the same type of, and again, I wanted to say this, and I gotta say this. Like I said, I'm fair game, right? Whatever energy I give to my people, I'm gonna give it to any, you know, if it's gonna be, if I'm gonna be violent to my people, I'm gonna be violent to every other race of people. So when you see a white guy literally violated Will Smith, I mean, let's be real, he violated this guy. This report, this white guy violated Will Smith. And that should have been, he should have really, really socked the shit out of him. You know what I mean? And that's just me. I mean, I don't, because I'm, as a man, I ain't no, you know, you ain't gonna do that to me. You know what I mean? That's almost like close to rape. You know what I mean? So for him to just kind of gently, you know, popping him in the face, that, you know, and what he did to Chris Rock, that's a big, two different hits. So and I see, and what I'm saying is that I see that when it comes down to black people all the time. Give you a perfect example. I have mentions in my last program where you had this woman, she's supposed to be all power to the people, Black Panther. And then, but when it, you know, and she's on the video threatening another black man. Okay, she's threatening a black man, talking about, I know where you at, I know where you at, I'll come do this and do that on YouTube. But then she plays a video, her encounter with the white police officers, but she's tell the police officers that she's afraid of them. You see my point I'm trying to make? Where's that energy? His white people, I don't give a damn if they got badges or guns. Where's that same smoke? I want to see that same smoke. That's all I'm saying. So we gotta be fair. We just gotta be fair. I mean, if you're gonna smack Chris Rock like that, smack this white dude like that. You know, that's how I look at it. Let me read this real quick. Black women do deserve our respect, but they are. This is Keith Winston said. Black women do deserve our respect, but they are also being used to destroy us. White supremacy doesn't care about us in the black family and continue. And CJ said, all he said, he's talking about Chris Rock, all he said was G.I. Jane. It's not like he called her a bald head.
But he did. That whole G.I. Jane was the bald head. He was calling her G.I. Jane because she's a bald head, because G.I. Jane was bald-headed.
Well, yeah, because she was in the military.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you could look at it in all type. You could look at it in different ways. I mean, if you look at the character of G.I. Jane, she was a tough. She had to prove that she could.
Remember, when somebody's making jokes, they're not making jokes about the good part. It's like somebody calling you fat, calling a fat person Fat Albert. They're not calling you Fat Albert because you're jolly and funny and happy.
Right. Yeah, but fat. Yeah. I see what you're saying. If a fat person, and if somebody call you Fat Albert, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you'd be like, oh, you calling me Fat Albert because I'm fat. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I see
so
what you're
it
saying.
is an insult and a joke. That much is true. It's just, how do you react to that, to a public insult to your wife? The problem with me is not so much with how he reacted. It's the consistency. It's like you say, he had a different reaction when that guy, and maybe because it's different if it's your woman versus if it's you. Maybe somebody might say, oh, you can do this to me but not to me. I don't know. I can't say I know what he's thinking, but he did react to it. I don't know what's the best reaction. I don't know, because I know that there are, if it's not if it was not just a made up scenario, but I can understand a man taking offense at another man for that. It's just the reaction. That one is what I can't know, because as a woman people react differently, and I know that would be a natural reaction for some men. So
I just feel, it's funny as you said, because I'm looking at the whole thing, right? I'm looking at the past as well as the present.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see that Jada Pinkett confessed of sleep, remember, they're still married. So whether they were separated or not, they were still married. She cheated on Will Smith, and she confessed, I cheated, and there was no anger on Will Smith. He didn't say, I'm going to beat his ass when I see him, because I know if my wife said, hey, I cheated, I'm going to be furious. I'm just saying, for me, I'm going to be fucking furious. I'm going to be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be looking for war. I'm going to be looking for this dude. I'm going to be mad at her, but I'm going to be looking for this dude too.
Right.
I'm just saying, for me, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, we got to be fair. That's all I'm saying. Where's the fairness? There people, black folks that I know, that I see, that we pick and choose. Just like you witness, you see the white guy kissing, violated him, and he didn't smack him like he did Chris Rock. And because this man violated him. No man don't want to be violated like that. You know what I mean? Because especially a man, you don't want no man violating. You got to handle that. So when you look at those two things, and then you have a comedian say, "Oh yeah, I can't wait till you make G.I. Jane Part 2." I mean, what's worse? I'm just saying, what's worse? A man violating you. Your wife said that she has sex with another man, and she had an entanglement relationship, and then somebody said, "Hey, I can't wait till your wife makes G.I. Jane Part 2." I mean, what's worse? What's worse?
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
So that's, you know what I'm saying? So it don't make any sense to me. It just don't. And then you do it like I would have done it. I don't care if it was look, I want to make this clear. I don't give a damn if it was the Oscars. I don't care if it was the NAACP awards, the Soul Train awards, or whatever. I don't care what awards. There's just certain things you just don't do. I don't care if the whole audience was full of black people. I wouldn't have done that. Especially if millions of people are watching. Because I'm not going to fall in that stereotype like that. Because I know what white people are going to say. And they're going to blow it up for the whole world to say, see, look at those black people over there. They're all the same. They're all savage. This is the reason why my channel, I'm trying to counter that, to show that we better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like
But
you said, if Chris Rock really violated, say, hey, you know, like CJ, hey, you talked about her bald head and I mean, just being blunt about it. Yeah, I can understand you getting upset. But I'm just saying, for me,
mm-hmm.
I would have waited until the cameras go off and then do what I need to do. That's all I'm saying.
And that seems like the calmer thing to do. But don't you think if you would have done that, because if someone insults you publicly and then, okay, your wife, and then, you say, oh, I'm going to handle it privately, that may be the noble thing to do. But, in the eyes of the world, don't you think that it would have made him come out sort of weak?
No, because it would have got on the news anyway. It wouldn't have been. It would
if he hadn't reacted.
No. Just say if he didn't do it, just say Will didn't do anything and he done something after. I think it was like an after party or whatever, and he would have smacked them in the after party. It would have been talked about, but it wouldn't have been recorded. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. It would have still been talked about because people who was there, they would have been like, oh shoot. It was been reported that Will Smith smacked Chris Rock at the ballroom or whatever after the Oscars. It would have been, you would have heard it, but it wouldn't have been recorded. This is recorded where the world
but I'm
is saying
saying if it was recorded, let's just say in the immediate aspect, what I'm saying is, if you let someone disrespect your wife in public and you don't do anything about it in public, even if you do something later on, wouldn't the image still be, oh, you let this man, talk bad about your wife in front of your face? Isn't it better to react then and do something about it than to not react? Let's just say in that moment, if he hadn't done anything, wouldn't he have come off a bit weak?
Well, I don't know. Because everybody thought it was funny. Everybody thought it was funny. I mean, even with me, I thought it was funny. I didn't really think nothing of it because everybody else laughed, including him. You saw him chuckle. You saw him laughing about it. So nobody. I think at that time nobody think it was a big deal. And even if you read the comments, people didn't really think nothing of it. So I don't think it would have been deal. It would have been a big deal if the camera was off, and then he would have done something or said something to Chris Rock after the thing. Then it would have been probably a big deal. But I don't think nobody thought nothing of it. You know what I mean? I mean, it was just comedy. But I think.
But what if he had said something truly disrespectful to his wife? Would that have justified him?
Well, trust me, I think the audience and then people would have felt that. I've heard comedians say some things, and to me, I'm just like, yo, that's not funny. Like even we was talking about Michael Black's son. There's some things I say that's not funny. He talked about his skin complexion. I mean, just stereotypes about African people. And I'm just like, that's not funny. And to me, I feel more insulted. Because it's like you're falling into that stereotype that the world thinks of you. Because you're trying to entertain them, not us. You're trying to entertain them. Well, if white people think I'm from the jungle, I'm gonna act like I'm from the jungle. I mean, come on. I mean, some comedians could be more or really offensive, but and I'm not like I said, I'm not saying Chris Rock only could tell us about what he knows or what he's been through. And like I said again, he says some things and I can say, hey, that's true. I've been in that situation. And it's a lot of stuff that he says is all about how he grew up. A lot of times people just based on that. People do comedy shows on that.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, my take is is that he should not have, as a general rule, even if it's comedy, you shouldn't insult. If he wanted to insult, let's say, bald people, well, he can do that. But to insult somebody right to your face, there are people who do the picking on an audience member and all that stuff. Some people can handle it. But picking on a fellow celebrity, somebody that and making fun of them in front of the whole world, even if it's a joke, even if it was funny or petty or all of that, he knew that it was a sensitive matter. He knows that if he has done the whole I didn't watch it, but that documentary about hair, then he should know that hair is a sensitive thing with Black women. So him even just opening that honest nest was, he knew what he was getting into. It's like, for me, somebody saying, oh, you that whole your mama jokes, you can get away with it. Somebody can either insult you back, or if you go over the line, then you can insult somebody to the point of getting a punch to the face. I'm not saying that that's what should have happened. You have to weigh things. Is this joke big enough? Is it somebody actually insulting my mother? And so there's that. So I don't say that that it's just words and words.
But Tanzan, let me ask you this question.
Mhm.
What if he didn't know that she had alopecia and he just said the joke? Because that's
Even
what
if-
that's what the sensitivity came from, because she has this disease, or whatever you want to call it. That's what the sensitive come from. But what happened?
Yeah,
if
but
he
even
didn't
if
know?
he didn't know, he knows that in general, women are sensitive about their hair, and Black women especially. So he knows that. He doesn't know.
So if women are so sensitive about their hair, so anytime when he crack jokes in these comedy shows, which he will, why do women laugh at the jokes?
And
Black
that's what I
women
was
laugh?
saying. If he's particularly if it's just a general joke, that would not have been a problem. Not a whole horde of Black men will not be rushing on the stage, trying to beat him up. Not Black women. But when you call out somebody in particular in front of their husband while he's right there, that's a different thing.
Right.
So
right.
I can understand that part about Will Smith. Now, the whole consistency thing, that I have a problem with him. I don't think this was the time to get his courage up. That's when should be doing with the other guy. But yeah, I think that he had a point. If that was an emotional reaction, if somebody says something, even if it's a small thing, oh, look at your wife's dirty socks or whatever, I don't know, it could be a small thing, but you shouldn't be talking about a particular person in front of their particular husband right there in their faces. If this was really
right. I agree. I think both both were wrong. I agree that. I just think that was not appropriate time to do that, knowing the camera was on and you doing it in front of the world, because like I said again, they're fitting into the stereotype that Black people are violent and all that stuff. And also too, I want to say that what I was going to say, that this is something that Jada Pinkett was fighting for, right? She was saying that, oh, there's not enough Black people in the Oscars and all this other stuff. But then when they're start accepting more Black people to win the Oscars, this is the type of shit that y'all do. This is what you do. You know what I mean? This is something that you've been fighting for. And that's another thing. Like I said, I don't give a damn about the Oscars. I'm happy what we built. But it seemed like to me, people like Jada is not happy. So she wants to feel like, hey, I want to, because the Oscars is supposed to be this big time. To me, it's nothing. It's just a typical reward. We could do the same thing. But Black people, it's got so hung up on this. They want to be involved. They want to be accepted. So now that you're starting to see more Black people winning the Oscars, but this is what you do, attacking people on stage because you in your feelings. You know what I mean? Like, but this is something that Jada claimed that she's fighting for, to get more Black people to win the Oscars. You know what I mean? That's what this whole thing just get confusing to me.
It's very confusing, because in the first one, it was Chris Rock who was up there making fun of the two of them for not being there. And then now in the second one, he's up there making fun of her, and then he's attacking him for her. It's just, I don't know. It's so weird. There's nobody here that is looking good at all. You know, the first
Yeah,
person, but the
none
worst
of
person
them
is
look
the
good.
instigator. Yes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. None of them look good. The Oscars don't look good. The Oscars are like everybody benefited, but it's all of them look is in a bad light. Now this guy, he told me he don't want to press charges. I would have pressed charges. What do you mean? Somebody you embarrass somebody embarrass you like that? You ain't pressing charges? I would have made sure that dude go to jail. Fuck that. You ain't gonna hit me like that. If you have a problem with me, you can hit me in the streets. You could see me in the streets. You know what I mean? That's a street thing. That's not something you do right there and there. You know what I mean? You handle that in the streets. I'm gonna read something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Keith Winston said, in America, black men are the biggest target to many young men. I'm sorry. In America, black men are the biggest target. Too many young men are growing up in single-parent homes. Then they grow up to be emotional first, which is why you will see bad patterns going on. Okay. B.S. Penn said, people are praising Will for defending his wife's honor, but did Jada defending his honor? I haven't seen that. That's true. I haven't seen her say, hey, my husband did a great job defending me. I don't know. CJ,
Yeah,
agree?
but we've already established that she's not, a paragon of morality. So
yeah, because I know that she never really said, hey, you know what? I'm with my husband. He did the right thing to defend me.
Yeah, but like you said earlier, if he's happy, he's not leaving her, then that's how he regards himself. And if he really still is there as the husband, then he should be doing his husbandly duties, which includes defending her. I don't know how they are, but maybe for him you have to get permission to insult his wife.
Word, right? Word, because yeah, exactly. Because you see him laughing, and then I guess Jada said, "You better handle that. I'm not happy." He's like, "Shit, I gotta go up there and do something." He said, "Oh shit, now I gotta go." Yeah, I saw it. Oh man, let me play this. I gotta play this day shift. It's a skit. Oh wait. Oh man, it's a skit where what's his name? Key and Peele, where the guy where he taking his date out and she was literally starts arguments and then they would call her a bitch and she'll look at her man and be like, you gotta handle that. And then but her man always get beat up. I'm gonna see if I can play that. And I think that's happening with Will. He's laughing, and she's looking at him like, "You got it." Now it would have been funny. It would have been funny if he walked up and Chris Rock would have whipped his ass. That would have been cracking up. Now I think the ratings would have been off the roof.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, let me read some more stuff right here. So Keith said, if a joke is considered crossing a line, then what would we consider redlining? Joke, Jim Crow. What we have bigger issues than a little punchline joke. What do you got to say about that?
Yeah, I agree. Just like Will Smith has bigger problems than the joke about his wife, but you have to take things as they happen at the moment.
Right, exactly. But Keith Winston was on point, man. Like, we have bigger fish to fry than the little punchline joke. Yeah, I gotta agree. I mean, look, they talking about We just did a program called. There was a big food shortage, and gas prices are high over here in America. You know what I'm saying? So we have bigger problems than the little G.I. Jane joke. You know what I mean? He said this Oscar event had a lot of Black people involved and operating it behind the scenes, unlike any other Oscar event. Look it up. God said we keep making ourselves look bad for the world to see. See, he even agreed. B.S. Penn said, actually, Jada did make it a fashion statement in her TikTok. I didn't know that. She declared she don't care about other opinions. I didn't know that. So she did say, so he said that she did make the baldness a fashion thing. I didn't even know she did TikTok. I didn't know that. Wow. Okay. For your information, I am licensed. So here's a licensed doctor. Tanzania.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with image or. Am I?
So he said, "Go ahead. Go ahead, Cesar. I'm sorry. Go ahead."
Yeah. I think I'm echoing a little bit.
No, you good. You good.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's not about the medical issue, but it's more about the image issue. Yeah, and a lot of Black women are still destroying their hair, with the weaves and all that, and then after a while, then you can't grow your own hair, and then now you have to rely on the things that you want to rely on in the first place. So no, it's not that and nobody's going to die of hair loss. It's more of an image problem than a medical one.
Right, that's true. I mean, like I said, when we lose our hair, we do feel a certain way. I'm losing mine, so but I'm dealing with it. It's like I don't really care. I mean, it's just sometimes it runs in the family or whatever. And like you said too, sometimes when you push too much wrong chemicals in your hair, toxic chemicals, it will burn your scalp and stuff like that. And so it will damage your hair. We hear that a lot of time with the crack cream, what they call perms and stuff like that. So all that. I mean, all that comes.
Crack cream.
Yeah, we call it crack cream because it's addictive, So yeah, we hear that all the time. So we don't know. She's saying it's alopecia, but we don't know what type of chemical she put in her hair. The reason why it's not like that, we don't know. We don't know if that would cause alopecia. We don't know. So he said, for information, I'm a licensed doctor. I'm going to prioritize patient with critical conditions or else get an appointment. Okay. And Arika 55, how you doing, sister? She said,
this is
yeah, definitely. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
she said, this is all staged. Don't fall in the hype. I don't know. When you think it's staged, it might be staged because this is the first time in history this happened. I don't know. It's rather if it, like I said, rather if it's staged or not, it shouldn't have even happened like that. It shouldn't even went down like that. Not like that. And like I said, if you got a problem with somebody hand on the street, put that stuff in the street, man. Don't bring that stuff to you when you don't bring it to where you making your bread. You know what I mean? It's just certain things. It's just like they say, it's like that old saying, don't shit where you eat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Are you saying that in regards to Chris Rock or to
Yeah, exactly. Oh. It's like don't shit where you eat. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're making your money. That's how you get your rewards and stuff like that. If you want to do any type of crime and all that, you gotta leave that in the street. That's the thugs and the hoodlums and all that. If you're gonna be big and bad like that, you gotta get people in the street, man. You can't do that when you that's when you're making your bread, you know what I mean? She said, check out Citizen Man Business, and he breaks down this whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna watch that. I mean, I think she's talking about Will Smith.
Okay.
So it's called Citizens Man Business. Okay, I gotta check that out. Okay. All this is distraction for us black people. These industry puppets is a mess. And Keith said, I agree. None of them look good, which goes back to the black community. That's true. I agree with it. All of it is just big distractions. That's true. Plight twist. It's almost April Fool, and both of them going to be like, "Ha, April Fool." Man. So I don't know. I just feel like the whole thing could have been handled differently. And like I said, I always say, never shit where you eat. There's a lot of people I could say. People I could say I don't like or whatever. I just don't watch them. You know what I mean? I just don't watch them. But I just feel that there's a certain way to do that. And like I said, if you're going to do it, don't do it there. And I don't care if it was the Oscars. I don't care if it was the I don't care if it was Soul Train Awards, the NAACP Awards. Rather, the audience was all black. You just don't do that. Just don't do that right there and there. Don't do it with millions of people there, and then you fit, and then you showing the world that, hey, yeah, we all violent people. Yeah, we all attack each other, and that's it. But then you see the difference when a man literally violated him. He didn't do that to Chris. He didn't do that like he did Chris Rock. So there's always been this difference how we treat our people, and then when it comes down to the enemy, we so nice and we want to talk it out. Hands up, don't shoot. Justice, no peace. And when it comes down to that, we don't have that energy. I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm gonna do this, Tanzan. Let's do this. When that guy from, what's his name, Richard, or maybe somebody could chat. What's his name, Richard? When he was calling black people the N-word when he was a comedian, where was black people?
I talk about the same guy.
Yeah, he was in that show Seinfeld. Hold on, I'm gonna play that.
Yeah. But didn't people make an uproar until he had an apology?
Yeah, but they didn't touch him. They didn't touch him. Okay. They didn't touch him. So we're gonna do that and see what he did was worse. I mean, yeah, talking about but that was worse. You calling people the N-word? Oh, that's worse. That's fighting words. But where was black people? Where was Will Smith? He didn't even comment on it. Let me see. Sign. Give me one second. I'm gonna find that. Let me play that.
No, I remember that one. We don't need that.
Yeah. So you remember that? Hold on. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it because black people like to forget.
But I still hear, the sister's point when she says about, Chris Rock attacking black women. I mean, I didn't know he had a whole history of it. I actually thought it was the opposite. But people, you shouldn't hit people in public, yes. But I feel that Chris Rock still instigated the whole situation. I mean, a joke is a joke, yeah, but people made fun of people all the time, but would you make fun of somebody if they were right in front of your face there, with his wife, and especially pointedly at her? You can make a general joke about this and that with black women, but I still think that was way, way, way out of line. Like, yeah, especially if it's calling out somebody personal and somebody that you have a personal history with, it wasn't just like a random. If Chris Rock had said that about, any black celebrity that maybe they didn't have a history with, let's say Samuel Jackson, well, we don't know too much about him, but just any random person, I don't think that that person would have reacted the way, Will Smith did. But he knew and he had history with them. This is not just a general innocent joke. He actually knew what he was doing and he knew the people he was dealing with. So I still think that at the end of the day, he bears most of the responsibility for it. And not only that, but he did it out in public. So that makes it, even worse. As to Will's reaction, that one, maybe it wasn't the best either, but I still feel that he was put on the spot both by Chris Rock and by his wife.
Yeah. But I think for the most part, people were, like I said, I just have this is, like I said, again, this is how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like, again, you don't shit where you eat. It's certain things to handle it. And again, if I had a problem with somebody, I'll get them. I'll probably get them, after the show or approach them after the show. But I'm not going to walk on stage, because when you're letting people know that people ain't safe, people can't. Because what happened if it was somebody said something political and somebody just came and just came on stage and just stab you? We don't know if Will had a gun. We don't know. Do they check people in the Oscars? Do they search people if they guys got weapons? You know what I mean? So that's, to me, I'm looking at it that point of view, because Will could have had a gun. He could have had a knife. Because if he was that really pissed off, so you said, I mean, if that's the case, do you think he should have been killed?
Oh no, not.
But I mean, because that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm hearing from some people. They be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about, like, and I've heard way worse. Now I understand that's his wife. I understand that wife. I mean, like I said, if you're gonna check them after when the cameras are off, and that way it's all about hearsay and people don't have any real evidence, right? But
yeah, but if you check them while the cameras are off, then you still look like somebody who is not able to defend his wife. If the insult is public, really, then the reaction.
No, not really. No, I mean, people, but why would people say that? Oh, you're a punk because you should have did it right there and there. Like, come on, like that was doing a show. That was doing a people, that was, people didn't, people was there to win Oscars. It wasn't the right time. It just wasn't the right time. That's all I'm saying.
Well, somebody could say, Chris Rock, that wasn't the right time to be calling out somebody's wife.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I'm not defending him, by the way.
It's okay. Either way is bad, but I'm just saying, my whole person is this. This is what I'm saying. If you're going to do it when the cameras are off. White people are still going to be around. White people are still going to be there.
But what was he supposed to do during? Just grin and bear it and wait for the after party?
Well, as you can see, he went on talk after he said that one little joke. That's when he started presenting the Oscars. So
no, but what was we supposed to?
What do you mean? Were you supposed to just sit there and just wait until the show's over?
That's what
he only said one thing. It wasn't like he was just roasting her.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know. It seemed as if he just came out and started attacking her on a lot of things.
He said that. No, he only said that one little joke. Oh, only said, "Oh, I'm going to wait for G.I. Jane Part 2."
Okay, because sometimes people go in on a roast and just go in on you and talk all kinds of stuff, and you can take a little joke, but if somebody just goes in on you on everything, including your hair and your shoes and all that, sometimes. So I don't know. So maybe he did overreact, but I'm just saying that if somebody does something to you, yes, the diplomatic thing would be to wait and speak afterwards. But in that instance, if let's say you don't do something, then in that instance, then you look like somebody who could not defend their wife. I'm not saying in this situation it is, but we're trying to say what would have been the best reaction for him, to do. If he just laughs and sits there and continues, then I don't even think he was, thinking about how he'd look in public. It's just that Jada would have looked at him and said, "Oh, you didn't even go there and defend me," and all of this stuff. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he really did that on a natural thing that he would have done. I think he just, did find it funny, probably looked at her and then said, "Oh no, I'm going to be in trouble when I get home. So, better just handle it now."
Oh shit! Let me do something now, man. She gonna beat that ass. Hey, we better do something. Damn, so that's cold. That's cold. Oh, yeah. He just said, but Kendra, he just said that one little thing. He just then he just moved on, talking about the winners of the Oscar winners. That's what that was. It wasn't like he was roasting her. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, if he just kept dissing her and talking about her, boy, yes. I think by that time he was just probably ran up there and whipped his ass. But that I can understand. But that one little joke,
yeah,
if you really felt that mad, then you should just wait after the show. It wasn't that big. I mean, it wasn't to the point that he was like, I got to check him right there and there. That could have waited. But
yeah.
I'm gonna play. Let me show this real quick. Hold on. And this is this Seinfeld guy. I think it might play. Let me see. I don't know. Let me see if I play it. Damn, what's going on? Okay, here we go.
In November of 2006, where he ruined his reputation and career with a single word, followed by a racist attack. Here's what happened to Michael Richards after his N-word meltdown. On Monday, November 20th, 2006, TMZ obtained a video of Michael Richards performing stand-up comedy at the Laugh Factory on Sunset Boulevard in Los Angeles, California, from just a few days earlier. The clip shows Richards shouting the N-word and other offensive comments.
I'm going to have you upside down with a fucking fork up your ass.
Oh my.
According to a 2006 Jet magazine article published, a backstory was revealed. Shortly after the incident, Richards went on a racist rant towards some black patrons at the Laugh Factory Comedy Club. Kyle Doss and Frank McBride, two of the victims of Richards' rant, told Matt Lauer on the Today Show that they went to the comedy club that night with a large group to enjoy a friend's birthday. The group of about 15 entered the club when Richards was already on stage, took their seats and ordered drinks. The commotion must have been too much for Richards to handle. According to Doss, the first thing the comedian said to them was, "Look at them stupid Mexicans and blacks being loud up there." That's the first thing he said. And then he kept on with his bit. And then after a while, I told him, "My friend doesn't think you're funny." And then when I told him that, that's when he flipped me off and said, "F you N-word." And that's how it all started. A few days after the incident, Jerry Seinfeld appeared on The Late Show.
I just want to play that just to show what's worse when you have a white man who is a comedian calling a group of black people offensive word like the N-word because one of them said he wasn't funny. And my whole thing is this: no one jumped on this white man. No one never whipped his ass. No one never whipped his ass. No one ever beat him up. And I just feel like there's a lot of white comedians get away from murder all the time. And no one never ran up on stage and beat the crap out of him. And, like I said, I'm about fair game. Where's that energy? Just like you were saying, somebody banged, his wife was getting banged out by a rapper. He was still married to her. Where's that energy? I just don't understand. It just don't make any sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think, he's that kind of a guy anyway. He seems like, well, I think I still look at him as the Fresh Prince and all that. But he even in his public persona, he's not an angry, man. I haven't really seen him, even if he does get angry a little bit, but he's not a reactive man. So this was also very surprising, for me to see him, physically reacting, because I don't think I've ever, really seen him reacting to anything. He doesn't look like, he looks like a very calm, rational person, or a very, easygoing sort of good guy. Let me just say that. So it was very also a little bit strange for him to be acting in such a manner, and I don't know, that maybe that's why the power of association. Maybe that's not really who he is, but that's who he has to be, with the person that he's with. So it was very strange to me also, even with his reaction, because it didn't seem like natural to his character. If you hear about,
It's that's not even his character. He's not even gangster like that.
Right.
Will's not gangster like that. That's what I'm trying to tell people. He's not gangster like that. Somebody banged your wife. You didn't have no smoke for that person. You didn't have smoke for the Somebody banged your wife. It was a rapper, another black man. You didn't have no smoke. Then on top of that, somebody violates a white man tried to kiss you in your mouth. You didn't even smack him. You didn't punch him. You said, "Oh, he luckily I didn't punch him." Why you didn't punch him? Okay, and then again, you have black people say, "Well, I don't like Chris Rock." Okay, fine, you don't like Chris Rock, but here's Michael Richards calling every black person the N-word, and no one put their paws on this dude. So how he can get away with it? Where's the smoke for this piece of shit? No. See, I this is the reason why I can't stand black people. We can't have smoke for each other. When it comes on the enemy, we give them a pass. Why are we giving these people a pass? Black people gave Michael Richards a pass. No one got on stage and done nothing to that dude, to that piece of crap. Keith Woodson said, "Thank goodness Richard Pryor, Paul Mooney, and Charlie Murphy isn't around any. These comedians are known for their dirty jokes. We became too sensitive now in days." He said, "Overall, this situation could have been handled better." Yes, I agree. If you give a comedian a microphone, they're going to do what pays their bills. If what they say bothers you, you shouldn't be there to be seen. I agree. The joke wasn't a big deal. This is BS. This is the doctor. The joke wasn't a big deal, but if Will and Jada was offended, they shouldn't walk out in front of in everyone, and that would have been more powerful statement than slapping Chris. So yes, I agree. Why that's a good question, Tanzan. Why haven't they just leave? Yeah, why he just
did that thing happen before or after he got his he got up there?
He didn't get his award then. This is before he got his reward. So
so he stayed on for the entire ceremony?
Yeah. So that's a good question. Why he didn't get after that petty joke, because that's what to me it's a petty joke. So after that petty joke, how come if he really felt this, because I don't think he felt, and I think Jada, so if he really felt that his wife was being disrespectful, how come they two didn't just walk out, just didn't leave? he go home? That's a good question.
That's true. Well, some people can say maybe he felt like no man should spoil his evening or something like that, that he had more right to be there since he was actually in contention than somebody who was just invited. Maybe. I'm not saying, I'm just saying maybe
Right. I mean,
that's...
because if you're that pissed off, you could yeah, that was a good question, because why him and Jay didn't leave the show. Just say, we out of here. We out. We've been disrespected and we leaving. I mean, I thought that would have been that would have been
but
a
at the
bigger...
same time, it's the public perception. Like I said, if let's just remove the cameras from it. If somebody insults you or your wife in public, then first you how you feel you should act is you should go and defend her from that person, and then that person should be the one to leave, not you, because you are the sort of victim here. So you should stay and that person should go. So if anybody should leave, I think it was but he couldn't leave because he was invited and he was just doing a joke. I don't know these things.
Right. I want to play something. I don't know if it's gonna... Now, I gotta be careful because I don't want to be...
Yeah, nowadays you try to play something and
but I want to play it as a Kay and Pell skit where I want to play it so bad, man. But maybe if I can, I'm gonna find another. I guess I'll try to find a way to play it.
You probably have to make some distortions or something.
Because because you gotta see it. It's so funny because when you said Will was laughing, and then she looked at him, she was like, it reminded me of that skit because it was just that dude and girl. He was like, every time she'll purposely start an argument just to see her man defend her, and he don't want to fight. He just didn't want to. He don't want to fight. And
no, Will Smith is not a fighter.
No, Will Smith's not a fighter. He's not a fighter. He's not built like that.
Yeah, he is just, a nice guy, who just wants to have a nice family and live a good life. He wants to be, the good black man. He wants that image. I think that's even one of the reasons why he stayed with her for so long, because you don't really see a lot of black couples. And for the longest time, he really did give hope to people. I mean, you don't live your life vicariously, obviously. But when you see that, some people are making it happen, it's not always, with pale faces, they are black celebrities, trying to make it. So it was really a sort of a disappointment when not him, but his wife comes out, talking all this crazy stuff, because they might have it open and all that, like I said, is their business. What you present in public has ramifications. If you choose to be, doing all of that stuff. And like I said, Will Smith, and he has the upper hand. He is the breadwinner, and he's the main guy in that family. Let's just say that. So if he chose, he has all the freedom to do whatever he wants. He could be picking up a single girl every day of the year if he wanted to. If Jada suddenly packed up and left, you think Will be having a scarcity of women, to fill the position? He has all the freedom he wants. And then on the other hand, Jada, she should be happy. She had a fledgling career, and even what successes she had, it's because even the children, the successes they have is because of the name of Will Smith. He is the person that is, steering that ship. So she should have been just the perfect little housewife and just stayed at home, taking care of things, just be everything that, a woman, that women want. She's in a position that she's in a position that women would die for. Women would just want, and he's not a bad husband either. She has just the money, and he has this sort of personality that, women are not scared of. He's not like the dictator, the angry, bear of a man. He actually seems like a decent fellow. So She has everything handed to her on a plate. She has, what most Black women don't have. She has a family, she has protection, she has, money, she has safety, security, all of these things. And then what does she do? She goes and disrespects the man in his own house and on national television. Oh,
Facts.
like
Facts.
you just give Black women a bad name because, when you have what other women want, and then you go and just mess it up for what? For what? Even just showing this example to your children, like your father is a Black model of a husband, of a father, of what Black men are supposed to be doing and showing. And then you over here, you're supposed to be the model of what a Black woman is supposed to be, even if it's just for images, even if that's not who you are, even if you're tired of being the preacher's wife, whatever, and so on. But that's the image that you signed up for. That's what you're supposed to do. What you do behind the scenes, that's your business. So yeah, that's how I think about that.
No, you're right, because like I said, it's many ways they could have handled it. Just like the guy said, they could have just walked out, and then he says, if Chris was roasting me, he said, if Chris was roasting me, well, first of all, Chris Rock wasn't roasting, I just want to put that out there in the world. Chris Rock was not roasting Jada. He just said that one little thing and that was it. But BS Penn said, well, if Chris was roasting me, I would have just pulled out my earphones and put them on my ears and let him keep on talking. That's what he said if Chris was roasting him. He said, if someone is talking trash to you, it's your choice to either respond or react. Two different things. True. Facts. Hey, guys, now look up this video. George Clooney talking to Jada about Will Smith. I wonder if she defend her husband. I don't think she did, though. I'm going to check it out. But I don't think, because I haven't heard any, after that situation, I haven't heard anything about what her husband did was right. And it was kind of weird to me because she was just fighting for or promoting this boycott because the Oscars wasn't promoting or bringing more Black people to win the Oscars. She was just doing that. And then you're going to mess it up by having your husband being violent on stage. Like, you encourage that? After have you just made this stand or this boycott of because you just don't like Chris Rock? It just don't make any sense. But then Michael Richards can sit there and call every Black person an N-word in their face. And where was Will Smith? I didn't see Will Smith reacting to that. I didn't see Jada Pinkett react to that. So if we're gonna be fair, let's be fair. But I hate it when we have all this smoke to each other, but when it comes down to enemy, we bow down. We bow down.
Black men have to stop fighting each other, and Black women also have to stop having Black men fight each other over them, because there are some women who like it when men fight over them. They're the cause of it, and pit this guy against that guy, and then you take the winner and so on. To you, it's you don't lose. Whoever wins, you win. So, that's also something that we have to stop amongst ourselves. Like, even, in the case of the previous case with that young man and Will Smith, you're still pitting two men against each other. You're pitting your husband against this other guy.
And that's what she was doing. And that's what she was doing. That's what she was doing. Because, we don't know how Will was going to react to that.
Yeah, and you want them to either fight over you or fight over, your time, because even if they don't physically fight, it's still going to be. I didn't even think about that,
but see, you hit it right on the button. I'm sorry to cut you off, sister, but
it's okay.
You were just on point. I didn't even think about that. You're right. You're right. She's having Will Smith to fight men, and she just said, "Oh yeah, I slept with it." And this rapper, you bring it up to the husband because you want to see problems. And now, because you unhappy because of a little joke, And now you got your husband fighting, looking stupid, by the way. You know what I mean? So I'm starting to see a pattern. Yes, you do got black women that will, I'm not saying all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Will put them, will do things to have men fight. And most, you know, so you got those type of women like that. And you know, it's one thing defending your woman when she's literally being attacked. I get that, and I've seen that.
Yeah.
But this wasn't no attack. I didn't see no attack. He just said one little joke, and Chris Rock moved on. It was a petty joke. It wasn't like he was roasting her. You know, everybody saw the footage. So I don't know. It's just, and like I said again, if Will Smith really felt like that, that he wanted to put his hands on the man, he should have did it after the show. I don't care what nobody say. And to me, it really looks bad on black people. And we already have this stigma that we are violent, we are savages, and all this other stuff. And no matter how many positive stuff that we try to do, you always got clowns like that to make it worse from us. And that's not the type of image I want to be part of. I don't want to be part of that. And I'm not going to allow people like those, like him, to ruin it for people like me. It's not going to happen. I don't. And like I said, it's not about, it's not about white people. It's about how we look toward each other, because we got children looking at this. Our babies are looking at this. You keep people talking about white people. Nobody give a damn about white people. It's all about how we look at for each other, because our children's looking at this and thinking that's okay. It's not okay. And I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. People making excuses. You don't put that, people, you don't shit where you eat. You know, that's a street thing. Will Smith should have took it in the streets if he really had a problem with this dude like that. I mean, that's my take on it. You know what I mean? Let me read these last few comments and I'm going to be out of here. Yeah. Unfortunately, I got to go to work tomorrow.
Yes, it's been.
Let me read this. Let me say this. Yeah, I know. Back to the grinding. Let me read this one little few comments. When you see that video on George Clooney talking to Jada about Will, you will see how much she defended her husband while talking to this white guy. Okay. And he said, compared to Chris Rock's joke about Jada and the way we reacted versus George Clooney comments about Will Smith and how Jada reacted, pay attention to the patterns. Okay. I'm going to check it out. Keith. I'm glad you told me about that, because that's interesting. That's interesting. But this goes back to what I was saying. We got smoke for each other, but when it comes down to the white people, we don't have that smoke. We don't. I mean, we don't try to feed into the white agenda. We shouldn't feed into the stereotypes that white people put on us. And now they're going to keep talking to me. They're going to keep running it. I'm telling you, they're going to keep running it for the next 3 months, the next 3 weeks or so, probably a whole month. So this is a problem. This is a problem, and people don't see it. People say, "Oh well, he did the right thing. He defended his wife." Yeah, but it's the way to do things. You know, people talking about there's a stand on code. So where's the code? That's not standing on code. You know what I mean? You do things when you don't incriminate yourself. You know what I mean? Because now they saying they're gonna find ways to ruin this man's career now. For what? You know what I mean? Like, damn, you did all that. You thought you was a hero now? Now you're looking stupid now. Now they're going to find ways to pass more laws on black folks. They're going to start searching black people now, because that's what it is. They're going to put more, because we don't know if this man had a gun. We don't know if this man had a knife. What if he went on and stabbed Chris Rock? Will you know what I'm saying? Will that be cool? Will black people be happy? Oh, well, that's good for Chris Rock, because he shouldn't have said, he shouldn't have said shit. Jada Pinkett look like G.I. Jane. So he deserved to get stabbed up? Doesn't make any sense to me. So with that said, I'm going to end this live. I want to thank you, Tanzan for coming through and joining with a brother. I want to thank Jamila, my good sister Jamila. I want to thank her for coming through. Brother Bakari for coming through. I want to thanks to my brother Keith Winston for coming through, man. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate you keeping the chat active. I want to thank BS Penn for coming through. Thank you. My brother CJ, Enrique 55. And yes, I think it to me it's very fishy. I don't know if it's staged, but like I said, whether it's staged or not, it shouldn't even went down like that. It just shouldn't went down like that. Because to fall into the white people's tricks like that. My brother CJ, thank you for coming through. Who else? KW Dawn 7, thank you for coming through. Virtual Drip, thank you for coming through. And my brother Forecast, thank you. And Rashid, thank you for coming through. So again, I want to thank everybody. Write down your comments. Tell me what you think. And like I said, this is no right or wrong answer, but I just feel like I said, we can agree to disagree. I just feel like it's a way to handle things, depending on the situation. So, and that's my take on it. So, again, thank you, and I'm out. Tanzan, I see you on another. A matter of fact, Tanzan, I'm going to be doing another program this Saturday. It's called Cultism. I think that you probably want to join that one too.
Okay, this Saturday.
That's going to be a deep one. Cultism.
Okay, Saturday.
All right. Saturday 6.
Remind us. Okay, thank you.
All right,
peace.
Peace. All right. Later, guys.